Well, you've signed on for an extra 2 years. What enticed you to sign on with Lachlan?
Oh, obviously I love the club. They were the first club to give me the opportunity, obviously here, and I couldn't be more rapt to sign on. Obviously, it's quite a lot of guys in a similar position to myself who are trying to help the club go forward, and I was obviously absolutely stoked to sign on for another 2.
Not a contract to the end of next year, so was this like a security decision for you? What was behind it?
Not really. The club just came to me, and I was obviously very happy to put pen to paper. It was just something that sort of, I suppose, evolved and came out of the blue a bit, but it was just something that was really pleasing to, I suppose, come across, and it was obviously a very easy decision to stay here for longer.
Were you surprised when they came at you came to you so far out?
I suppose a little bit, yeah. Obviously there's obviously signings that are going on this year as well. So to be honest, I was a little surprised, but in a good way, of course. When they came to me, I was obviously rapt, and it was a no-brainer, really. So yeah.
There were no doubts about hanging out for.
Not at all. Nah, not at all. Honestly, it was it was a matter of where do I sign, really. So I've loved my time here, and will continue to do so, especially with the group that we've got at the moment.
I think you're the 10th one to re-sign this year. What does that say about the group you've got at the club?
Yeah, obviously it's a testament to where the club's at, I suppose, off field. Obviously it's a group full of, as I said before, full of young guys, and guys that are really driven, and it's a really good place to be, and guys are coming in wanting to get better and also enjoy themselves. So it's a really good environment to be part of.
Who do you want to see next sign up?
Oh, everyone. I love the group, honestly. I love everyone here. So, it doesn't matter who. It'd be awesome to see anyone sign on.
Has the torch been passed, what do you think, from the Sloan and Walker generation to now you young guys in terms of where the club's going?
No, certainly not. I think we're still trying to learn as much as we can off those guys, and the experiences that they've had throughout their careers are things that really drive us to hopefully get to a similar position to what they were at one stage, and to be able to have those guys with us to help us and guide us, particularly early on in our careers, is something really valuable, and we love having those blokes around and having them help us as well. So
just the 2 years, was there any sort of push to the manager to say, well, not a bit more?
Not really. It was just, it was a matter of them coming to me, and honestly, there wasn't much negotiation. It was literally just give me the pen and I'll sign. So, it was very much just me being rapt to stay on for as long as, the club wants me.
I think you touched on the other players that have signed on as well. Does having Fisher sign, does having a group of your younger teammates do that, does it make the decision easier, or is it relevant?
No doubt. Having guys in a similar age demographic, I suppose, certainly helps keep the environment, I suppose, young, and to have guys like Fish and those boys stick around, who are guys who are really valuable, makes it very easy for people like myself to put pen to paper.
What's been the main takeaway from the loss on the weekend in the review so far?
Yeah, look, obviously, I think we were able to stick with them for, I suppose, three and a bit quarters, and obviously it broke out in the end. But for the first 3 quarters, we were able to, I suppose, keep it a contest, and we were pleased with some parts of our game, and in the end, Port were, I suppose, a bit stronger for longer around the contest, and that was probably the main thing, being stronger for longer. Sorry. But that was probably the main takeaway. Obviously, we did take a lot out of the first 3 quarters as well, though.
Wasn't it a sort of full contact session this morning where you were a bit bruised and battered from the weekend? A little.
No, nothing to do with this. I think, that's just the normal routine, I suppose. Tuesdays, it's more of a get up and going sort of session where we get our skills going, and Thursday's more of a tune up for the game ahead, and trying to get ready for that. But Tuesdays are very much I suppose blowing out the cobwebs and getting your skills and your touch in.
Obviously, really disappointing for Lachlan Murphy. He's been quite a bit of football. I guess, how tough is that for him and for the side as well?
Yeah, no, we're very flat for him. Obviously, a really important player, and you know what he brings is you know something that we really value in pressure and you know contests. So to be able to lose him is very disappointing, and I know he's pretty disappointed himself. And now it's just a matter of getting around him and helping him through his rehab process, and you know supporting him as best as we can.
How do you improve the efficiency going inside 50? I think he kind of said that was an issue that he took out of the game, and in the first 5 rounds he was pretty good at that. Yeah, how do you get back to that level?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of coming back to our craft and making sure that during the week we're doing everything possible to, I suppose, set ourselves up as best as we can going into the weekend. And you know, things with skills and whatnot come with repetition during the week, and from there you get confidence. So you know, to continue to work on those sort of things is really important. And yeah, I think we'll put a bit more of a focus on that for sure.
Have you seen the change from probably round 5 onwards in terms of attacking, getting the ball inside 50, the delivery in there?
Obviously, we touch on all areas of the game. I think at the moment, you know, our main focus is getting our contest right and our pressure, and then you know, I suppose getting forward momentum towards our goal face. And you know, I suppose you know the forward 50 connection. It'd be nice to go at 100% all the time, but you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, sometimes there are, you know, surge kicks and whatnot that that go on in games where, you know, they're not the cleanest of entries. But yeah, I suppose it's something that we'll certainly look to tidy up.
What's it like having Matt Crouch back joining with the main group?
Yeah, obviously really good. You know, he's been out for a fair while now, and obviously a really important player to our system. And to have him out there after, you know, a fairly long rehab process is awesome. And yeah, hopefully we can see him back in the next couple of weeks.
You're going to be a redraft in 2018. Are you looking forward to those sorts of things?
Not at all, mate. No, not at all. Honestly, I'm just here to improve and try and get the best out of myself. And it's certainly not a competition thing between draft, you know, prospects and whatnot. But yeah, I suppose I find myself just, you know, really lucky to be able to be in the position I am here, and I just want to make the most of that.
So, Ned McHenry back to his cheeky self.
Yeah, Neddy's fine. Obviously, you know, poor bloke got knocked out on the weekend, and you know, it wasn't very pretty. But yeah, he's okay. He spent the day recovering yesterday and chilling out, and obviously, as you saw today, he was out there as well for a little bit. So no, Neddy's fine. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, touched on how close-knit this group is. What do those boys mean out there to you? I mean, how tight are you as a group?
Oh, yeah, I mean heaps. Obviously, coming over as well, being an interstate boy, you know, having these guys here that, you know, I suppose lean on and stuff. You know, things like days off when you're chilling out at home and you got, you know, 44 mates that you can hang out with. So yeah, I suppose that really helped me transitioning into South Australia. And you know, the group were awesome for not just myself, but you know, my draft age, you know, coming in. And yeah, it's a really good place to be, where, you know, everyone's up and about and positive no matter what's going on field. And I think that's really important.
Can you
You've got a famous
recommend?
football name, obviously from Melbourne, the Sholl name. Is there any temptation at all, like any romantic notion of finishing your career back there, or do you see yourself a pro for life?
No, not at all. Obviously, you know, signing on for another 2 years, I'm fully invested here. So, you know, I owe everything to this club, and I love the Crows. So, no, I don't see myself going back there. That's for sure.
Who do you reckon who might come in for locking there this week?
Yeah, well, obviously that's the beauty of it, I suppose. You know, it can create opportunity for younger guys, and you know, there's guys putting their hand up, but to be honest, I don't really pay too much attention to, you know, selection and whatnot. But you know, we know obviously guys coming in, they're going to play their role no matter who they are. So yeah, obviously what I will say is it's an exciting opportunity for sure.
Charlie, being a smaller, less well-built,
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
It's sort of concern when you see a guy like Nick get tackled by a big guy like Scott. I mean, I'm sure you don't really consider it a game, but now there's a duty of care on how to tackle guys. Do you ever think, you know, Nick Nat or, you know, one of the biggest guys in the game came from me, that I'm in a bit of strife?
Oh, look, obviously, footy, it's a contact sport, and, we go out there knowing that, we're, I suppose, putting ourselves at somewhat of a risk. And, it was just unfortunate that Nettie got caught up in that, and obviously Lysette's a really big guy too, so, polar opposites in terms of body size, and, he was just unfortunate that happened, and, obviously, going out there myself, I'm not the biggest guy going around, but you know that going in, and if something happens out there, then so be it, I suppose.
You just have to have faith in your opposition who's trying to hurt you, that they don't hurt you too badly.
Nah, well, I suppose, to be honest, it's not really something I think about. It's something that just happens, in a split moment, and it's just unlucky on the weekend that Nettie was caught in that situation, and it's certainly not something I think about though, that's for sure.
Even when you tackle, are you wary of that when you're in a tackle with someone, or when there's a contest forming?
No, not really. Nah, to be honest, not really. Your sole focus is, first of all, trying to win the ball, and you're not too worried about the bodies crashing in and whatnot. Obviously that's footy, so it's not really something that I'm too concerned about.
What about as a tackler, if you're tackling?
You mean in terms of the sling and
tackle? Are you wary of how you tackle someone now?
Oh yeah, of course. You got to be careful, of course, because then if your technique's off or something like that, and you end up taking someone in a slinging motion or something, you could be in trouble. So, and I'm sure all the players are aware of that, and it's just something that you have to be mindful of now. It's just the way the game's changing.
We saw some of the abuse that Scott Lysette copped on the weekend. As a young kid on social media, do you stay off it? Do you read it? How do you cope with it?
I have social media. It's not something that I put too much of a focus on. Obviously, I use it a lot more to, I suppose, connect with friends and family who might be here or back home in Victoria. So, I'm not out there looking for what people are saying about, us or myself. So, obviously, I did hear about that. I'm not sure to what extent that went to, but obviously, it's a pretty dangerous place, and if you're not careful, you can get caught up in it. And I suppose first and foremost, you just got to look after yourself and not worry too much about the outside noise, I suppose.
Have you copped a couple of nasty DMs though in your time?
To be honest, no. Not that I've really looked at and gone wow. But I am aware that it happens. Obviously, I'm not naive to that. It's obviously not ideal, and it's we'd love to erase that from the game, I suppose. But it is something that's it's probably always going to be there. There's always going to be that, I suppose, that person out there that wants to try and knock someone off the block or something like that. But you got to take it with a grain of salt, and I suppose move on.